In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to set up call tracking for your Google Ads account. If you're a professional services business like an accountant, a lawyer, or you're a tradesperson and you get phone call leads, then you're going to definitely want to have this one set up for your account. Because without this, if someone calls you, then Google actually has no idea that that was a conversion. And without that data, you're going to be paying more per click, more per conversion, and you're just not going to get the results that you should be getting from your Google Ads account. So in this video, I'll show you step by step exactly how to set up phone call tracking. Before we get into the actual step-by-step of setting up your phone number tracking or your call tracking, I just want to show you what's actually going to be tracked. So if we do a search on Google, you'll have a Call Us button, and it's the number here that will be tracked. It'll be swapped out for a Google forwarding number, which will be redirected to your own phone number once we've set this up. It won't track currently the phone number on your website. That's going to be step 2 of this tutorial. I'll show you how to do that after first setting up this call tracking for your ads. Before we get started, my name's Adrian from Grow Savvy Marketing, and I help service business owners, tradespeople, professional services get more paying customers using Google Ads. First thing we need to do is come over to Goals, Summary. When you get here, depending on your account, you may or may not have anything in this section. So we're going to create a conversion action. Now we want to make sure this one here is ticked, conversions from phone calls. Then we're going to click phone lead. Now we're going to create the conversion. Calls from ads, and we'll do calls from website later. Click edit settings. Now we're going to name it. We'll just leave it calls from ads, but we'll put extensions on the end so we know exactly what it is. You can set a conversion value for this if you know the value of your phone calls. Otherwise, you can just leave it as no value. Don't use a value for this conversion action. Next thing is we want to select how many conversions to count per phone call or per click. And for this, I would set it as 1. So that's only going to count the one phone call. So if someone calls you multiple times, it's not going to count as a conversion. So we want to choose 1. For the call length, I'm going to put in 30 seconds. You can choose it to whatever's meaningful, but we just want it long enough that it's going to signal that it was a proper conversion and not a wrong phone number or an accidental dial or something like that. Click-through conversion window is the amount of time that a phone call will be counted as a conversion. So 30 days is a good amount of time for a service business. And the attribution model, we're just going to leave that as data-driven. And then we click done. Now click Save and Continue. Click Finish. Now that we've created that conversion, we should see it down here. So if we open this up, calls from ads, extensions. Now I've got this one here because I created that previously. That's our calls from ads just there. And right now, because we've just set it up, it's going to say no recent conversions. Now that we've created the conversion action for our ads, we're going to set up the phone number. So come over here to Assets, and we're going to look for call over here. Once you're here, you can hit the plus. And we're going to create it at an account level, but you can also create it at a campaign level. So maybe you've got different phone numbers for different services, but in this case, we're going to make it the account level. We're going to put our country in here, which mine is Australia, and then we're going to put a phone number, and you'll see it come up over here. Next, we're going to select the conversion action that we just created. So if we come over here, we can see calls from ads extension. So that's the one we just created. That's the old one I already had. Here we can add the days and hours we want our phone number to show. So you may not want your phone number to show at times of day where you're not able to answer the phone. So to do that, we would just set the days. Let's say you're only during the week. So you'd say Monday to Friday, and you might set, let's say 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and hit save. Okay, that's the first call tracking setup. So we just need to check a couple of things. If we come back to Goals, Summary, we'll scroll down to the conversion that we just set up, which is call from ads extension. We'll click on it, edit settings. And what we want to check is this action optimization here. We want to make sure that's set as primary action. So that will use it for bidding optimization. If you choose it as secondary action, Google won't count that towards optimizing your conversions and your account. So make sure that's selected, hit save. And to check this is actually working, you can come down to your conversion action here and you can set your time period up here. And give it a few days, make sure you're getting some phone calls, and then come and have a look over here, and it should tell you, the number should tell you that it's getting conversions, and it'll tell you how many conversions that you're getting. If you're not seeing anything after receiving a few phone calls, then just go back and check all the settings are correct again. Okay, we've now set up the phone tracking, and so that's going to click calls from ads here. So the next step is to set up phone number tracking on your website. Now, it's equally as important to track the phone calls from your website. So if someone calls the number like this one here up on your website, you want to be tracking that and know that that call has originated from Google Ads. So I'm going to show you how to set that up. So what we'll actually do, we'll set up that. Google will actually swap out that number for a special tracking phone number and forward that to your actual phone number. And that's how they will track phone calls from your website. It's called dynamic phone number swapping. To create that phone number swapping or the dynamic phone number swapping on your website, come over to Goals, Summary, and then Create Conversion Action. Phone call lead, create conversion. Now we want to choose calls from website visits, and someone calls a number shown on my website. Now you're going to enter your phone number here. First change the country. So in my case, we're in Australia. I'm going to add the number. Now this is the number that you want your phone calls sent to. So when someone calls your website, they're going to go to this number. And now we want to enter the number that is currently displayed on your website, and it has to be exactly as displayed. Now in this case, the phone number is displayed just like that or like that. So it's exactly the same. So we want to just copy that exactly as is and paste it in here. We'll hit save and continue. Now what we actually need to do to finish this setup is add a small piece of code to our website, because what actually happens is when someone clicks your ad and they go to your website, Google will swap the phone number on your website for that number that we entered and put a special Google tracking number, and they need a piece of code to do this. So you'll get to a page like this. We've only got this one showing because I haven't set up this account properly because it's a test account. But what you're looking for is measure individual conversions with event snippets. So that's the phone call lead that we just set up and the conversion name. So we're going to see event snippet, and we're just going to read this here. So we want to copy the snippet below and paste it between the header tags on your website. So we'll just copy that. And I'm going to show you how to do it in WordPress, but it's pretty similar for a lot of other platforms, whether you're using Squarespace or something like that. Once you're in your WordPress site, you're going to need an extension, if you don't have one already, to allow you to insert code into the header of your website. So if you don't have it, come over here to plugins, and we're going to search for header here, and we're going to use the WP code, this extension over here. We're going to say install now, activate once it's installed. And then you're going to see it over in settings, WP headers and footers. And we'll just say skip this step. Once you're here, you're going to see this page here. So scripts in header. So this is the one we want. So if you've already got this extension, you may see something in here like I do, but we're going to come down to a new line and we're going to paste that code that we had. Then we're going to save changes. And now the code's in our site and it's ready to go. Okay, now we've got that set up. We can hit close and finish. And if you scroll down here, we should see the phone number that we just added, which is this one here, and we'll just rename it to something a little bit more meaningful. We'll call it calls from website dynamic swap. Hit save, and now we can adjust some of the other settings here. So we just want to make sure, so the source is calls from website. We're going to count it as one conversion like we did before. The call length, we'll put that as 30 seconds. We'll keep the click-through call conversion window as 30 days, and we'll keep this as data-driven. Now we need to test the phone number swapping, so we'll come over to incognito mode, and we'll open up our website here. And what we're going to type in is this here, so hash Google -WCC-debug. So when we put that in, that will bring up a window like this, and it'll say Google AdWords website call conversions attempting to auto replace. So if you come down here right now, the phone number is our normal phone number, and we're going to say false. And now you can see it's updated this phone number here. Now, one reason why this may not work is that the way you entered your phone number here in Google Ads setup, it doesn't match the way the phone number was set up here. So if you've got hyphens in here and you haven't added them into the Google Ads when you were setting up the conversions, then this won't work. It has to be exactly character for character for it to work. Okay, so that is exactly how you set up phone call tracking or call tracking for your Google Ads account, and that's going to track any phone call leads that you get into your account, and that will allow you to, or allow Google to optimize your account better, bring that cost per lead down, and for you to actually know that your phone calls are originating from Google Ads and that it's actually working. If you need help with Google Ads, I can help you by setting up an account, auditing your account that may not be working properly, and we can get it going. There's a link in the description below to book a call with me, or you can download my 150-page guide to Google Ads for service business owners, where I run through all the settings on how to set up your Google Ads account properly. Cheers.